Hello, welcome to our video on area of trapezoids. As a review, area again is the amount of square units that cover a space. Perimeter is the number of units on the outside of a space. Let's continue with trapezoids. Alright, so a trapezoid is a quadrilateral of one pair of parallel sides. You do need to be recording this page. To find the area of a trapezoid, you use the following formula. So area of a trapezoid is equal to base 1 plus base 2 together, multiplied by the height, and then all of that divided by 2. So again, it's very important you get this slide copied down. So labeling the parts of the trapezoid to match the formula. So for this problem, and I apologize down here on the bottom. This is a 2 on the very bottom down here. With the way my screen is copied, I can't get that in there. I apologize. So with our trapezoid here, we have base 1, which is on the top, base 1. And then we have on the bottom base 2. And then we have our height right here. And again, same as with parallelograms and triangles, a height has to be given to you as a right angle. So this will almost always be given to you, the number will be given to you. It'll either be here or as a dotted line on this side, indicating that's how tall it is. So that's where the formula will plug in. So base 1, which is here, plus base 2, which is here. Add those together, and then we multiply by how tall it is. And then we divide by 2. We'll be talking in a second about why we're going to divide by 2. But right now, just knowing that formula. As we were doing in previous videos, I'm going to be giving you a couple of things about me throughout them, so to give you potential bonus points on your quiz next week, or in a couple of days, depending on when you're taking the quiz. So today the tip is about desserts. I like cheesecake. Just about every kind of cheesecake, I like it. So again, the formula we have area is base 1 plus base 2 times the height of the figure divided by 2. So again, base 1, base 2, height. And you are writing that, please at least write this part down so you have it labeled. When you add base 1 and base 2, what's happening mathematically is you're doubling the size of the trapezoid. So think about it. Just the base 1 and base 2, we haven't accounted for how short the base is and how long the base is. So we are basically saying it's a figure, a four-sided figure that's doubling itself. So this is base 1 and this is base 2. And we're really only wanting to find out how much space this figure is. So that's where the divided by 2 comes in, because we're dividing this whole thing in half. So finding the area of this trapezoid, if the base 1 and base 2 in the height, so we have 8 and 5 is 13 times 4, because 4 is the height of it, and then we divide by 2. Our final answer down here below that you can't see is 26 meters square. So 26 meters square, because we follow the order of operations. Base 1 plus base 2, all times 4, divided by 2. Another thing about me that I like to do in my free time is I like to hike. I like to go walking. I'll walk all day long if I have the chance, and of course taking pictures along the way. Alright, so back to trapezoids. If we were looking at another trapezoid, so again, this is the trapezoid here. All together we have the parallelogram. But when we put it all together, we have base 1 and base 2. So we have 3 and 8. The height of it over here, it says the height is 5. Okay, so the height is 5. So it's 3 plus 8 is 13, or sorry, 11 plus 5 is 55, and then we divide it by 2, again, to get down back to one trapezoid. Okay, so finding the areas, this is just another way of showing you that trapezoids don't have to be the traditional way like you learned in elementary school. This is a typical trapezoid you're used to seeing. But trapezoids can be, the definition is one pair of parallel sides. So we have our parallel sides here. So base 1 and base 2. So base 1 is 2 kilometers, so make sure you're writing this information right here. So base 1 is 2 kilometers, base 2 is 6, and the height is 3. So we plug that into our formula. Base 1 is 2, base 2 is 6. Add those together, and that's 8. Multiply it by the height is 3, and then divide it by 2. So it'll be 8 times 3 is 24, divided by 2, and it's going to equal to 12 kilometers squared. Just knowing this is, again, just the modeling of why it's working that way. Okay, and another example for you. So again, this is the key information. If you just want to write this information down and draw one of the parallelograms, I'll be happy with that. So base 1 is 34, base 2 is 16, and the height is 13. So you're going to plug this information into your equation. 34 plus 16 all times 13, then we divide by 2. So it'll be 50 times 13 divided by 2, 650 divided by 2, 325 millimeters squared is the final answer. So again, you're dealing with areas, you're still going to use square units. And that's the end of this video. So hopefully that if you can just apply, making sure you've got the formula written down, and when given the information of base 1 and base 2 and the height, just plugging it in. I'm not so concerned about the modeling, but that's just a visual for you. But knowing that how to apply this information is the critical part.